works differently, blocking pain for fast-lasting relief. Capsaicin Cream and new no-mess applicator.
Takes the pain out of arthritis.
You come to us today on your bicycles after buying Girl Scout cookies and helping out Mother Teresa, telling us we're sorry, we didn't mean it, we won't do it again. Trust us.
Wall Street bankers had given themselves $20 billion worth of bonuses. That is the height of irresponsibility. It is shameful.
This is America. How many of you people want to pay for your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Raise their hand. How about we all? President Obama, are you listening?
That just a small sample of the outrage that has been borne out in public. We all know that whether it's kitchen tables or water coolers around this country, almost everybody in America at this point, rich, poor, middle America, or the coasts, has felt and expressed some version of frustration at the cheaters, effectively. Those who either benefited by selling fraudulent credit insurance or buying houses they couldn't afford or passing laws in Washington, D.C. to try to get reelected because it created easy credit for their constituents. Rick Santelli channeling that emotion in public along with so many others. And Rick, the one thing that strikes me about all of this is still the lack of enforcement. Joe Terranova talks about it. For 7 years, the FBI spent a lot of time on counterterrorism, and well, they should have, but it came at the expense of white-collar crime. There's been no heat brought down to this day on not only Wall Street, but the housing market countrywide. We have the same folks that sold the mortgage loans now buying foreclosed houses, and the ones that robbed you coming are going to rob you going. How much of a sense do you have that any of this emotion is being channeled into something constructive? Enforcement, a way forward, anything?
Well, I think it's being channeled in a positive way just because we're listening to so much more discourse. You know, Dylan, you really hit it that everybody, whether it's around the water cooler or round tables, now seems to be debating an issue that just didn't seem to get much media coverage. And if I was a catalyst in a small way to that, that will bring maybe more scrutiny on regulatory issues. I think all the rest will fall in place. And I think the entire situation should be viewed more as it's hard to pick the cheaters, where the paperwork is lost. These things are so complicated, and I think it just enhances the argument that throwing money and trying to think the government's going to be able to get involved in the minutia of all of these issues and industries is just a humanitarian, a humongous task that probably won't be successful. Let's try to do it in another way.
And Rick, to that point, I mean, when can we get someplace where we're somehow united in this effort? I mean, Obama shamelessly cites victories America's won past without noting that he's actually encouraging this class warfare every time he says Wall Street fat cats, this guy in their corporate jet. We've got to get past that. And how do we do that? How do we raise the level? Because frankly, the tax rate isn't what bothers me. It's them chucking my money to the wind that actually kind of irritates me.
Right, and the whole thing about painting everybody on Wall Street with one brush, that is sad. And I'll tell you what, we all know in every industry, in anything you put under scrutiny, there's always going to be some that aren't good. I think the way you move through this is money. What gets people's attention? Money, especially when it's hardworking Americans' money. That, at the end of the day, is not a piggy bank. And what we need to do is, if we really follow the money and what's going to give us the best results.
Well, but if we follow the money, I'll end up at Joe Casano's house up at AIG. He's got $250 million from selling those credit defaults. I'd start there, then I go to Stan O'Neill's house, then I go to Chuck Prince's house, then I'd stop by and visit Mr. Rubin.
And you know what? That money, we really do need to look forward. We're not going to get the money back.
Here's why I disagree with you, Rick. This is like a 9/11 in a financial sense, and we're going out to take care of the victims, but you're saying we're not going to go after the terrorists. And because they have yet to step forward, the U.S. government has yet to step forward and say, we're going after the terrorists wherever they may be. We're going to fund enforcement and not just talk about bailouts. That, I think, is the #1 problem in getting the confidence back in this market, because who wants to come back into a swimming pool, as Joe Terranova likes to call it, where the bad actors, whether it's in the housing market or at the bank level, are still afoot?
No, you hit it as well. If you are putting good money in a quick fashion and you don't have all the results of where you went wrong, that's just a dynamic that's uncomfortable.
It was dumb. Go ahead.
It really is.
Hey, Rick, it's Joe. I mean, going
Joe.
forward, do we have a sense in the marketplace that there is a beat on the cop? You remember, I know you remember, because I remember this. They cleaned up the Chicago futures
cop
pits.
on the beat or
Cop
beat
on the beat.
Because
Cop on the beat.
you don't want to beat on the cops, okay? No beating the cops.
enough.
Cops on the beat is good. No beating on the cops. Joe, go ahead.
Back.
That's more correction than a takedown.
Yeah, it was a takedown.
You were saying.
Chicago future pits, New York futures pit, late 80s, early 90s. Remember how they cleaned them up?
Oh, I remember all that. You know, but
There's no heat on the street right now. There's no heat in there. Where's the heat, Rick?
Well, I think the heat should be in the proper place. The heat should be if you throw money into institutions that demonstrated they didn't treat their money right, they're not going to treat your money right. So you let them disappear in an orderly fashion. Mr. Seidman knows the answer to that. As far as the job side of the equation. Now, this is a bit of a bait and switch because, you know, all Americans thought, hey, we need and want new jobs. So we're going to take this new stimulus plan with the new administration and we're going to craft it. We need it. We need to create jobs. But it isn't about jobs. So I think that's the issue to concentrate on. I just think we need to focus on the money and what we're getting for it. It's great to build things, but we really don't have the money to do it now unless it's going to keep better GDP numbers in the near future, because that's what it's about. It's about moving the economy up. Otherwise, this slowing economy is going to continue to exponentially drop tax
I got one last
receipts,
idea.
and the deficits are going to
assume
jump.
that we're in a situation where the housing market won't be stable until the average house is affordable for the average job. We have to get to that point.
And they're still not affordable.
And we're not,
Yeah,
and
but
we're not there.
You know
So
what, though? Many of these plans
Rick.
don't want an average American to buy the dropping price.
But my point is, the government has decided they're going to attempt to create a financial airbag for that transition, whether we like it or not.
Exactly.
And your point is, I don't like the way they're deploying the airbag because the cheaters are winning in all this business. What if we were to create something like a $50,000 tradable housing credit that could be moved between Mackey and Feinerman, between me and Seymour, between you and me, and we gave it to every single member of the active U.S. military. We know we have to put a bunch of money at work. We know we've got to create that cushion. So who's going to politically object to giving the kids that are fighting for our country this credit? They can either sell the credit to Karen Feinerman, who may be wanting to buy a house. She might buy 10 of them, and they get the cash, or the kids get to come back and buy houses.
You know, if you
Does that make you a little happier?
It makes me happy. If you
I'm not in
listen to my
charge, so it
rant,
doesn't matter.
If you listen to my rant, I said we need to give to the people that carry the water, not drink the water. I couldn't agree more. Let's build a future where there's so many people, so many young people, so many military vets that are going to be coming back that they haven't been able to participate in
Your point is
housing.
there's a better way to deploy the airbag.
Absolutely. If you're going to spend the money, spend it in a way that's uplifting versus rewarding issues that historically can't be proven to be good behavior.
$50,000 tradable housing credit for the military, Rick. That's what I'm saying to you
I like
tonight.
that. And 25 and older young people that have all the right credentials and pre-qualify them, and if they haven't had a bad issue on their credit, give them a chance.
How about $100K for television commentary?
Yes, and $100,000 for Jeff Mackey, tradable, and no, nothing for you. Coming up, forget all this policy talk. How do you deal with the market day to day as the conversation continues to be a policy conversation? We know set it and forget it doesn't work here.